Alright, so we are in the dungeon and we are faced with a bunch of steel. So I've got 60 feet of 3 by 1.5 rectangle stock, rectangle tube, I guess, and then 20 feet of 1.5 by 2 angle. So I'm building a ladder for the pool. I don't know if you've seen the ladder on the pool, but it's not looking so great, so I'm building a new one. The old man wants it out of steel, so that's what he's getting. So I've got to figure out some angles, lay it out, cut it up. I'm gonna be doing some cool little tricks, and I'll be doing some angles, some treads, all kinds of cool stuff with this. So it'll be a cool little fab project. So I'm gonna go ahead and do a little bit of figuring out. I gotta get my angle gauges and go see what the old angle is. I want to do the part going into the pool right now is more like a ladder, and I need to be more like a stairs. I want to put more of an angle on it so it's easier for him to get in and out. Now I just gotta figure out how I'm doing my angles and everything up here at the top. So I've, as you can see, done some lines. Keep coming back to that. My idea is to basically pie cut out of here, bend together kind of like I did down there to get my angle, but I'm not 100% on the angles. So I'm gonna wait for the old man to come back. He's pretty good with that type of thing, and we'll see if what I'm thinking is gonna work. It's nice to have a sounding board when you're cutting into a expensive ass piece of freaking steel. You're looking at $575 for 60 feet of the tubing and 20 feet of the channel. So don't want to mess that up, that's for sure. So we'll wait. All right, so I've got my layout all done out in here. We've got our circle or radius here. I've got my angle. So this is 70 degrees right here. We measured the distance. Well, we figured out the radius here, then measured out the distance here, started our angle and came back. Did the same thing here. We ended up putting a inch in between in the center here to give our radius a little bit of a area for these to come back in and get our angle. And when it's all said and done, we're gonna end up with that. We're pretty damn close to it. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut this bad boy out. I will put the camera on this time. You guys can watch me cut it out. It's quite the shit show. All of the funds had it once by no one. But all right, that's what we're gonna do. All right, so welcome back to the party. I have made my top point. So a little bit of change in the design. We were gonna make it a longer top rail, but we decided to go wider on each side, so we're not doing that. So we are gonna cut here, cut all of this out, cut here, cut all this out, and then this will bend down. That angle will meet up to right here. This angle will meet up to right here. And essentially this will be the top and it'll be rounded. That's the idea. Never done this before. This is how I think it should be done. We'll find out if I was right or not. It's 50-50? I don't know. So there's our steps kind of laid out on 70 degree. We ended up going with 70 degree. We start going with 75 and then going with 70. So that's what we changed to. And so that's the plan for right there. So I'm going to cut a bunch of this up. I'm at the point of no return. We cut expensive metal now and we see what happens. Worst case scenario, if I don't like it, I'll weld it back together in a way that I do like. But that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to make some cuts and hopefully not cut the wrong stuff. Alright, so I got all the cutouts done over here. We just have to flip it over and do the other side. I did not cut the radius arms down because I want to do that from the other side because I still have some structure holding all this together. I don't want it to get all wonky just yet. So I'll go ahead and flip it over, cut out everything. I'll do that a little further onto the table so it doesn't hold, and then go from there. Not exactly how I wanted it to go, because it ended up slipping over and falling over, and my little jig setup or ghetto setup didn't work. But the bend actually helps, because you want to put a little bit of a bend in this in order to get this to come up and over, because of the way the angle I cut into it to do what I needed to do is. If it was a 90, it wouldn't be so bad, but that is what it is. As you can see, the angles are not perfect. My layout was not perfect, but we'll fix that with the welder. Won't be a problem. So I'm gonna clean up a little bit with a flat disc, and then we'll fold it up and tack it together. Ended up, oh man. Damn. Pretty sure I ground right through that weld. Yep, I have to fix that. Great. So yeah, anyhow, I got that all fixed up and welded up. I need to do a little more grinding on it, but I'm out of grinding wheels, so I have to pick up some of those. But this is basically the A-frame. So I'm gonna call it a night. It's getting late, and I will pick up with it tomorrow and basically build another one of these. To which I will probably film maybe a little more. I don't know. Got into it and definitely wasn't filming, but now that I know what I'm doing, I'll be able to show you a little bit more as we go. But so yeah, that's the plan. I will pick you back up tomorrow when we start working on it. Welcome back to the party. So, as you can see, things have progressed and changed. I'm not sure if you saw, but we put these in. I did them off of that wooden A-frame that we had over there, and it didn't come out right. Once I mounted up and jigged up in the table here, they're not level at all. So we need to cut these and fix that. That's not the end of the world. We're tacked in down here, and we're all squared up and good to go there. So we are 44 inches from outside to outside, which gives you one hell of a ladder here to get into a pool. But the kids will be able to run and jump and play on it. It's got nice rounded edges. It's a little tweaked as far as it's a little skinnier at the top than it is at the bottom, but we will rein that in once we start doing the treads and stairs and platforms and all that shit. And that'll really square it up best it can be. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a ladder that goes in a pool that I built in a dungeon full of crap. But this jig table really works good for this. We just got it bolted down there, leveled up here, measured off over there, same story, clamp down, and we'll do our thing. So I'm gonna go ahead and burn in our legs, because I like how they are. And then I will cut the A-arms, or the A's, or supports, or whatever, put them in a more flat orientation, and then we'll go from there. So that is the plan. I'll hit you guys up once I'm done with some stuff and it looks a little better. Alright, so did a bunch of stuff. Got the top all done up and ready. Trimmed down the top here so you can see these are what we're going to use for the top. We're going to end up with these boards See about that reveal it's got. And then it goes into the legs going into the water. And this will all be from about here down. Realistic. Actually, this one's probably almost in the water here. And then these are all submerged. And I'm going to end up cutting the end off. I'm doing that. I got a little more welding to do on the bottom of these two. It's a pain in the ass to get to, so I will do that when I flip it over. Oh crap, and apparently I didn't do that little guy right there. So I had a little bit of an issue with it warping as I was going. Wasn't paying attention, and this leg you can kind of see kicks in. So I had to get a little creative to straighten that back out, but it's a pool ladder and you'll never see it, so I'm not too concerned. Got the upright supports put in right here. So they're all doing their thing, and this thing is it's super strong. Like, not even concerned at this point. So tomorrow I just need to build the 4 steps for the back here, and then flip the thing off of here, finish up all the underneath welding that I didn't do because I didn't want to weld upside down, and then paint it, and then install it. So we'll see how all that goes, but that's basically where we are. It's at this point I think 10 o'clock. I've been going since 8. Granted, there's a bunch of little stuff, you know, things just get in the way. Like at one point, one of the extension cord for the welder messed up. I had to rewire it. I had to go uptown and get more wire for the welder because I actually went through a whole 33-pound freaking roll of welding wire. Doing some welding. So, and then I had to get another stick of angle, 1.5 by 2, because originally we were going to do these steps on the other side, and then he decided he wanted to use the decking boards, which are a lot wider. Those are going to be his steps on the other side. So, with that change, oh, and he made it a lot wider. So, the making it wider ate up all of the extra material I had to do those steps to do all of this. And then I was going to do this out of a smaller tube, but because I had some left over after the changes, I went with the bigger tube. So I've got that and about what, a 4-foot piece over there left. So I'll have a little bit. So yeah, I got that piece right there, that piece over there, and one other little piece. So I ended up with about probably 6 feet of material left over from that, maybe. But either way, I had to get another stick of the other stuff and get that going. So I will check in with you, and what for you will be a little tiny bit, and well, just a second, and we'll get back to it. All right, so ton's been done because I didn't do anything all day for filming. So hey, so we got all the steps in last night. I know I showed that. Today we built all of our little step boxes. We're gonna have this stuff just like it's on top. They're gonna go in here and sit on in and do our thing. So I got those all done. The bottom one still needs to be welded, but we're gonna do that when we flip this bad boy over. So I need to unclamp it, weld right there. Then we're gonna flip it over, cut the bottoms down a little bit, cut that, box the bottom, weld the underneath side of these 2 steps that I didn't. Oh, I still need to weld that. I just remembered from remembering when we did the last one. And then weld the bottom of those steps over there, finish clean up a bunch of stuff, and then we paint. So that's where we're at. Not a huge check-in, but I will hopefully check in with you again once I have it upside down and I've done the bottom and let you see what you see. Alright, so I got it on the ground. It's surprisingly not as heavy as I thought it was going to be. Got it cleaned up ground, you know, looking decent. Cleaned up all the sharp edges. Got all of that welded in. Ended up welding in this top rail. And the welds up in there. The longest weld. But that'll stop water. What I was worried about was water getting down in and into the structure down in there where we might not end up with some paint. So yeah, that's what I was a little concerned of. So now we just need to cut out a bunch of boards to set up in here and go from there realistically. So we'll end up painting it tomorrow. I will get some POR up on this thing. I think that's going to do us just fine. Then we can get it over the deck and mount it. So that's where we are. I will check in with you once we get it painting, or going to paint, or maybe after paint. I don't know, sometime around paint. All right, so yeah, we did a bunch of work to the ladder and didn't film any of it. So we got into crunch time, and my retirement party was coming up. So it got done, it got painted, and it got installed. So we ended up, like I said, with the Trex deck steps and then Trex across the top. We ended up spraying the POR 15, POR 15. Came out real nice. And yeah, this thing is done as we're gonna get it. Worked out great for the party. The kids, you can put way too damn many of them on here. But yeah, it goes all the way down in there, as you can see. Looks good. Steps are 8.5 inches apart, which works out real good. And yeah, it's not too slick like I was worried. It's got a little bit of texture to it, which is awesome. Oh, someone's honking. Who be honking out there? But yeah, as you can see, came out real nice. Real nice. I'm just checking it over for stuff and whatnot. But yeah, so we'll go ahead and end off the video there. It was a decent little project. I wish I would have had a little more time. That was a bit of a bummer. Felt a lot like work, and I don't try to do that anymore. But yeah, can't really complain about how it came out. Strong. The kids ran up and down it all day. We had a ton of people in and out of the pool at the party. It's stable as hell with the new design. I don't know, I didn't really show you guys the old one, but the new, you know, the new A-frame design and everything, it doesn't really go anywhere. So real stoked with how it came out. Make sure you guys check it out and hit that like and subscribe button and all the good stuff. Give us a subscribe, a follow if you're new, and yeah, we'll see you on the next one.